Owning a poultry farm is not for everybody. Stressing yourself and draining your life raising chicken is still not for everybody. But you know what's for everybody? Making money from poultry farming business. That's for everybody. So in this video, I want to share with you how to make money selling broiler chicken without owning a farm or stressing yourself raising any broiler. And the video is starting right now. Guys, this is my customer. Her name is Faith. Broiler customer. Broiler chicken customer. She works in Keystone Bank in Abuja. Normally, if I raise chicken and they are due for sale, I start selling to the final consumers, individual families first, because their price is way higher. Then when I sell the chicken to an extent and I want to pack everything out and clear the pen house immediately, then I invite the middlemen, their bookie, and contact the cold room, and then slaughter sent to the cold room, allow their bookies to come and buy. But the cold room and our bookies, I give them at a discount. Okay, now when my chicken is ready, those final consumers that I normally sell to, what I do is I put it in my WhatsApp status that chicken is available, so that my contacts who are nearby and who eat chicken will start placing their orders or coming to the farm to take the chicken and pay. You get? So this Faith now is one of those contacts. She used to buy one or two, okay, within a week of sales that we do here in the farm. But it's got to a time she bought this same one and two, and then came back again, came back again, came back again. And at the end of that particular week of sales to final consumers, she bought 15. At this particular point in time, she now told me that she's selling most of this chicken now to her colleagues in the office in Keystone Bank. So she rebargained again with me, since she's now kind of a middle person, reselling my chicken to her colleagues and other people she knows. So what did I do? I switched her from final consumer and then I started selling to her at wholesale price. Okay, wholesale price. Last week I finished selling a batch of birds that I raised, and guess what? Faith bought 49 from the entire base. What is she doing? She's reselling to her colleagues and to her other contacts. According to her, in this particular batch, she now have about 2 restaurants that she supply to. But since I don't have chicken readily available at the time, what did I do? I helped her make contact with other farmers as well. So she negotiated with them. So that the main reason is, since she could get 49 from me within 1 week, the next week she must definitely have orders. So when I don't have chicken to sell, she can contact other farmers and then constantly be selling chicken during the week. Now, Faith doesn't own a poultry house. She owns no poultry house, and she is not going through the stress of raising chicken. Okay, but she's making money. That's what I want to share with you in this video, how it works. Now, the opportunity let me start with something that you already know. Simple something you know. Broiler meat, broilers, is high in demand. Okay, the people who eat broilers are a lot. Final consumers, families eat it. Caterers need it. Restaurants, cold room stores, and the demand is endless. Virtually everybody eats chicken. Anybody who is from 40 years and above that has been patronizing eating beef, red meat, if the person is more like health conscious, the person will decide to switch over to white meat because it's more healthier from that particular age bracket, from 40 years and above. And that white meat that is readily available is chicken. You get the point? So the need and the demand for chicken is very high. And guess what? Many poultry farmers pay more attention to raising the birds. Okay, they pay more attention to raising chicken, broilers, than how they pay attention to sales. That opens up an opportunity for middlemen to come to farms and buy chicken and then resell. All you just need in this business is your connection. You have people who want to buy chicken, right? Go to the farm, get the birds at a discount, resell to them. This is real hustle. You get the point? Many people are already doing it quietly, you may not know. Like in the case of Faith, that is selling to her colleagues in the bank and other people that she's selling to. Now, the thing is, how does it work? How it works. The first thing you need to do is you need to source. Okay. Number one is to source for the chicken. Source for farms where you can be getting chicken from. The second thing that you need to do is to find the buyers. The good thing about this business is you don't need to even buy the chicken and keep before you start finding the buyers. You know, farmers who are already raising the birds, they are the ones taking the risk for you, because they might finish raising the birds and customers are not available to take everything at once. The birds will still have to be with them, and that means they will still be spending more money in raising it. But you coming in as a middleman, number one, you've seen a farm. That's the source where you can be getting farm. When you've seen the farm, you don't need to get paid for the chicken yet. You find buyers. You only come to the farm to buy when you've already found buyers. You get the point? And then the third thing you need to do to make it work well for you is to negotiate better with the farmers. Let them know that you're a middleman. Maybe you are just starting out, so you are still buying a little. Just let them know. The ones that will understand you, or meet a lot of farmers. The one that will give you at a higher discount. Healthy birds. The birds need to be healthy. You understand? At a higher discount. That's the people you patronize so that you make more money. And then another thing you need to consider to make it work for you is the logistics. Your logistics is some customers might want the birds live. If they want the birds live, the logistics is how do you deliver it to them. If they want it dressed, someone is going to dress the chicken. Like for my farm, if you're a middleman and you let me know and you need it dressed, I won't charge you much. You understand? The only thing I will charge you is that the people who are going to dress it, you're going to pay them. And then when you do the payment, I would I want to sell chicken, okay? If you are nearby, I would transport it to you. I'll help you with the logistics to you, not to your final consumer. You get the point? The only people that I pay for the dressing by myself is when I want to supply to cold store room. Then I'll have to pay the people who will dress it by myself. But in this situation where you are not operating cold store and you want me to, after giving you discount, to help you dress, then you will be the one to. I will just send you the extra bill for the dressing. Whatever those guys are charging me to dress, they are going to be charging me 200 naira per bed. Okay, so I add 200 naira on top of what I'm charging you. So these are the things that you only need to make this work. Number one, you source for poultry farms that will be giving you this base. Okay. Number two, before you buy from those poultry farms, you find buyers, or you have already existing buyers waiting. And then number three, since you've seen a source where you'll be getting, you've seen buyers. Number three, you negotiate with the source. And then number four, the supply, which is the logistics. You get the point? So now, how much do you think you can be making from? How much do you need to start this kind of hustle? How much do you need? How much do you need? You don't need much to start this. Okay, it's a question mark. You don't need much to start this. Okay? It depends on how much the farm is giving you the best to you. You get the point? Okay, for instance now, the last batch I sold last week, it cost us as a farm 6,200 naira to raise each broiler. But at the end, what we sold to the final consumers, we sold it at 9,000 naira to the final consumers. Okay? Cold room, we sold 4,000 naira per kg. This one is to the cold room. And then to the middlemen, their bookies, we sold it to them at 7,500 naira. This one are bookies. Okay. Faith, this is the same amount we gave it to Faith, 7,500 naira. So if you check the profit margin for farm, that means we made 1,300 naira if we sell to these guys. We made a different amount if we sell to this, because on the average, if we dress birds, we make sure that we target birds that are weighing 2 kg when we are supplying to cold rooms. Okay, that means that 2 kg means we are going to be selling 8,000 naira to them, and what we are going to be making is about 1,800 naira. Then when we are selling to the final consumers, our profit margin increases. But now we are coming to the farm as a middle person. Let's assume that the farm is giving it to you the same amount that they are giving wholesale price that they are giving to their bookies. You get the point? Now at the end of the day, when you get it, how much are you going to be making? You know, we are assuming that you already have customers, you already have buyers who are going to buy from you, so you're not going to be spending extra money trying to feed the chicken. All you have to do is just to the extra logistics on top. Okay, now when you buy 7.5 wholesale price, let's assume that you are giving it to the final consumers at 9,000. You and I know that a lot of people sell more than this. We are selling this 9,000 naira because this is farm price to final consumers for the last batch that was sold. This 9,000 naira. Now people who are reselling may not be selling the same price, but let's just assume that Faith was selling this same price. How much will she be making? How much? What is the difference between 9,000 and 7,500 naira? I think it's 1,005. Am I right? I cannot go do mistake for video. It should be 7.5. 9,000 minus 7.5. 7.5. 1,005. Okay, I'm right. Let's assume Faith is making 1,500 naira per sale, and remember she bought 49 from us. I don't know whether she sold the entire 49, whether she used some, but I know that she bought 49 from us. So let's assume she made 1,005 per bed and she sold the 49. This is within 1 week. Faith made about 73,500 naira. Now let's assume that her logistics all through was like 10,000 naira. She still has 63,500, or maybe let's just increase it. Her logistics is 20,000 naira. That means she still have 53,500 naira. She's making a whole lot of money doing this kind of business. So it's an opportunity for you also, who doesn't own a poultry house, who doesn't want to take the poultry risk, who doesn't know how to raise birds, to come in and cash out from the poultry industry. You get the point? This 49 that she sold, who knows, maybe when this our next batch here now in 1 week time will be ready, she must have gotten more customers. She must have expanded her customer base. Who knows, she might increase this to 60, selling 60 birds within 1 week. And remember, I linked her up with other farmers, so she's also making sales on a weekly basis. And people who are doing this business at times, in fact most times, they are making more profit than the farm. Okay, because it cost us 6,200 naira to raise the birds, and we are selling to wholesalers at 7,500. Let me assume that I sold everything to wholesalers 7,500. Okay, let me wipe this. Say 7.5 minus what it cost us to raise the bird, 6,002. How much are we making? We are making 1,300 naira, assuming we are selling everything to everybody at 7,500 naira. But Faith here is making 1.5 from each person, and she's not passing through the risk of raising the birds. She doesn't own a poultry house. She did not train chicken. She didn't brood. She did not pack fowl shit. You understand? She didn't do anything and she's cashing out. So this is an opportunity for you to like look into it, step in and make money. But there are a few tips for you to be able to succeed in this kind of hustle, this kind of making money from poultry farming without even stressing yourself, passing through the farmer stress. Okay, so what are the tips that can make tips to succeed in this kind of hustle? These tips to succeed here now are just mainly centered around sincerity. You need to be sincere. Okay. Number one, the first tips. The first tip is trust. Trust is everything. Is everything. Who needs to trust you? The farmer needs to trust you. Okay. You said you want to be getting wholesale price. Farmer has given you discount. It gets to a time that the farmer will start giving you the chicken on credit. Make sure you pay up. Don't spoil that trust, because at times you want to do this business and you don't have money. Now the farmer is taking the extra risk by giving his chicken to you on credit. So the trust is that if you say you are going to pay the farmer on this particular day, make sure that before that day you send that money, so that the next time when you come, the farmer will give it to you, give you another chicken. When you tell the customer, the final consumer, that you have chicken every week, that's another form of trust. Okay, so make sure that you also have chicken every week to supply to your customers when they demand for it. So in this case now, if one farm cannot be able to give you what you need for you to maintain this trust, you look for more farms to complement, so that maybe when your main farm, the main farm that is giving you, have no stock, no chicken to sell to you, you go to the other farm and be using it to pass time for the meantime until the main farm gets. Number two, what you need to succeed is that you need to know the product. Okay, you need to know the product, and here now the product you're talking about is chicken. You need to know what healthy chicken looks like. You need to know what healthy slaughtered chicken looks like, so you no go fall your hand for your customer side, because if you bring nonsense to them, some people might out of shame just pay that money and they won't call you back again. Okay, some might even tell you outrightly, omo, take this nonsense away from here, this will not be wetin me and you talk about. Another thing that you need to succeed in this business is you don't need to start big. I always preach about starting small. Okay, start small, and then when you start small, there is room for you to scale. According to from Faith's story, Faith was buying one or two within 1 week. Probably those ones she was buying then when she started buying, patronizing us, might be for her personal use. Along the way, she increased to 5, increased to 15. It was at 15 that she renegotiated with us because she was reselling it. And now she's still selling 49. She's still considered to be selling small. Who knows? Next batch she might sell more and all that. And then another tip to succeed is that you need to document your transactions. You need to document how much are you. Okay, this documenting your transaction is the same thing as record keeping. Okay, so you need to keep record of the cost prices. How much are you buying these things? Sales prices, how much are you selling them? Logistics like transportation. Just you need to know your numbers, so that in fact business is centered around numbers. You should know when you're making profit and when you're making losses. So if you know the cost price and your selling price should be higher than your cost price, when you remove the logistics on top, you see what's left, so that you can always be using it to check one or two. And then finally you need to be consistent. Consistency is everything. It's everything about everything. Everything about everything, every business and all that. Okay, don't ghost your buyers. If you don't have chicken and the farms that you are getting chicken from don't have, look for more farms, or simply come out sincerely, be truthful, tell your buyers that you don't have at the moment. Okay, then you tell them maybe in 2 weeks time this best will be ready or available. But ace, don't ghost them. If you ghost them, you've ghosted yourself. Okay, they need to know that they can rely on you every week, or even if you don't have, just let them know. That's how this business works. So you see, without even owning a poultry house, you can cash out much bigger and much better than farms, poultry farms, because number one, you are not taking the risk. Sorry. Okay, let me open it. Okay, number one, you are not taking the risk. Number two, you don't have poultry farm. Number three, you are not the one raising the chicken. Number four, yeah, salary, you are not paying any farm worker salary, but you are just cashing out. This is the opportunity I want to share with you. Share with me in the comment section if you are going to be giving this kind of hustle a try. Okay, if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the comment section. And that's it for this video, guys. See you next time.